Our top focus this morning is on all that's happening in Punjab. A change of guard has been confirmed. Charanjit Singh Channi is the new Punjab Chief Minister. All eyes now are set on who's going to be the Deputy Chief Minister. Sources have told India Today that the names of Aruna Chaudhary and Bharat Bhushan Ashu are doing the rounds as probable candidates. Chaudhary, who is a Dalit candidate, and Ashu, a Hindu face for Deputy CM post, may essentially set the caste equations right for, in fact, the Punjab Congress. Chaudhary is a 62-year-old MLA from Dinanagar constituency and has served as Social Security and Women and Child Development Minister under Captain. She is the daughter-in-law of Chaudhary Jay Muni, founder MLA of Dinanagar. Ashu is a sitting MLA from Ludhiana West and served as Food, Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs Minister in the Captain government.
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि पार्टी श्री चन्नी के नाम पर पहले से ही एकजुट थी। हमारी जो जनभावना है, हमारे एमएलए की भावना है, वो ये है कि दो डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर हों और हम दो डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर और काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स जल्दी से जल्दी।
So we witnessed a very dramatic weekend in Punjab. After hours of speculation and a lot of name dropping, Punjab finally got a new captain. Here's all that transpired over the weekend.
Finally, some happy moments for Punjab Congress after months of infighting in a brutal war of Sardars. A dramatic weekend exit by Amarinder Singh. A day of hectic Punjab political power play ended in yet another Sunday surprise. The Punjab political drama finds its climax. Punjab finally gets a new captain. A last-minute pick, Charanjit Singh Channi, is all set to replace Amarinder Singh as the next Punjab Chief Minister. As the first Dalit to hold the high office. Punjab Congress in charge, Harish Rawat, revealed the Congress Dalit card. Channi's name got approved in a surprise move. Congress MLA Sukhjinder Randhawa, whose name was doing the rounds initially, lost out at the last minute. Charanjit Singh Channi, a Navjot Singh Sidhu's pick, made his first media appearance flanked by a smiling Sidhu himself after meeting the governor and getting an invite for Monday oath.
जो फैसला कल 5 बजे सर्वसम्मति नाल लिया उस बारे आज ਅਸੀਂ ਗਵਰਨਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਦਾਵਾ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਗਵਰਨਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ 11 ਵਜੇ ਸਹੁੰ ਚੱਕਣ ਦਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ।
The supporters of Channi, the otherwise low-key leader, took the opportunity to quickly put together a celebratory dance parade outside the Punjab governor's office.
All is well, 100% all is well. अंतिम फैसला जो कांग्रेस पार्टी का है, निर्णय है, मैं समझता हूँ बहुत बेहतरीन निर्णय कांग्रेस पार्टी ने लिया है।
Congress High Command sent out a congratulatory message. Rahul Gandhi tweeted to say, "We must continue to fulfill the promises made to the people of Punjab. Their trust is of paramount importance." The new CM, a 3-time Congress MLA, now has his task cut out. Revive Congress fortunes with just 5 months to go before polls and meet the challenges posed by Amarinder, AAP, Akalis and even Pakistan.
With a new face in the driving seat, will Congress be able to survive 2022 successfully is the big question. For now, this puts Congress party on an even keel with the Aam Aadmi Party and Shrimani Akali Dal in tie-up with BSP for 2022, even as BJP's central government has been looking to resolve the farmer crisis. This is going to be an all-out war between political parties. With camera person Pawan, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Chandigarh for India Today.
So Captain Amarinder Singh's vocal critic, Sidhu loyalist Charanjit Singh Channi has been elevated as the new Punjab Chief Minister. This decision comes even after sources suggested that Captain had actually warned the Congress against appointing any of Sidhu's aides. So will hurt and humiliated, as he mentioned, Captain Amarinder Singh now embark on a new war.
Sidhu was going to come to replace me. That man's a total disaster for my state and for the country.
A sulking Amarinder licking his wounds, hinting at continuing the bruising war of Sardars.
Do you see what I'm wearing on top of my head? It's my regimental turban, and I'm all set for battle. I don't back down on these sort of things. If somebody, I'm a type of a person. If somebody offers his hand, I take it. If somebody shows me a fist, I give one back. I'm not one of those, and I'm not ready to retire now. I will fight.
Focusing all his might against Navjot Singh Sidhu, the man behind his ouster as Punjab Chief Minister, terming him a national security threat and a virtual Pakistan stooge who hobnobs with the Pakistan army and hugs Imran Khan aides.
I'll certainly not support him for being in this way with Pakistan. His great buddies are all there, and the way he handles them there. After all, it is a matter of national security, and national security for me comes first.
Sources say Amarinder had warned the Congress against choosing a Sidhu loyalist as the new chief minister, threatening to call a floor test if the Sidhu camp gets the top job. With Sidhu loyalists getting the elevation, all eyes are now on Amarinder's next course of action.
Will you fully support him? Will you endorse Sidhu's chief ministership?
I will oppose him tooth and nail. Rajdeep. I will never allow that man to come. He is an anti-national element.
Not stopping at that, Amarinder camp sent a cryptic greeting to the new chief minister, warning him to effectively deal with the Pakistan challenge and terror drone threats. While Congress veterans, including Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, urged Captain not to harm Congress prospects, the BJP chose to rub it in for Congress, seeking a probe into charges levelled by Amarinder against Sidhu.
हम मांग करते हैं कि कांग्रेस को इस मुद्दे पर बोलना चाहिए, इस मुद्दे पर अपनी भूमिका स्पष्ट करनी चाहिए, और हम पूछना चाहते हैं कि क्या कांग्रेस पार्टी इन गंभीर आरोपों का संज्ञान लेते हुए कोई कार्रवाई करेगी?
52 years politics में मुझे हो गए और 9.5.
Can the bruised war veteran turn the table on Sidhu, or will he fall in line? With Kamaljeet Sandhu and Manjeet Sehgal, Bureau Report, India Today.
Months to go for the assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh, and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath presented a report card of the work done by his government in the last 4.5 years. While addressing a gathering in Lucknow, Yogi said that the law and order situation in the state improved after he came to power and a crackdown was done on organised crime syndicates. Our next report gets you all the details.
जोरदार तालियां एक बार अवश्य होनी चाहिए.
Political temperatures in battleground Uttar Pradesh heating up months before the state assembly elections. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath visited Ayodhya's Hanuman Gadi temple to mark the completion of 4.5 years in power. Earlier on Sunday, the UP Chief Minister presented a report card of his government, listing out achievements like a riot-free state and a government which has been tough with lawless elements and organized crime.
पिछले 4.5 वर्ष के अंदर उत्तर प्रदेश में कोई दंगा नहीं हुआ. अपराधी और माफिया किसी भी जाति, किसी भी मत, किसी भी मजहब, किसी भी क्षेत्र का रहा हो, उसके खिलाफ पूरी सख्ती के साथ कार्रवाई भी की गई.
मुख्यमंत्री कन्या सुमंगला योजना. मुख्यमंत्री
Chief Minister Yogi also praised his own government over women's empowerment and farmer welfare.
उत्तर प्रदेश में पहली बार मिशन शक्ति अभियान चलाया, जिससे महिलाओं के
गांव के लिए, गरीब के लिए, किसान के लिए, नौजवान के लिए, महिलाओं के लिए शासन की योजनाओं का लाभ देना, उनके मन में शासन प्रशासन के प्रति विश्वास जागृत करना, और यही तो एक पहचान इस नए उत्तर प्रदेश की है, नए भारत की, इस नए उत्तर प्रदेश की है. 2 करोड़ 53 लाख किसानों को प्रधानमंत्री किसान सम्मान निधि से जोड़ा गया.
युवाओं के लिए रिकॉर्ड रोजगार के अवसर सृजित किए।
The ruling BJP has said the Yogi government has done phenomenal work and presented a new model for development.
MSME इकाइयों में करोड़ों रोजगार के अवसर सृजित किए।
मेरी राय में ये सरकार का जो 4.5 वर्ष का कार्यकाल है, एक दमदार और कामदार सरकार जो करना चाहिए वो योगी सरकार ने किया है।
However, the opposition has launched an all-out attack on the Yogi government. The Samajwadi Party cornered the government on employment, women's security and COVID management.
जब से उत्तर प्रदेश में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार आई है, 4.5 साल से यहाँ पे चोरी, डकैती, हत्या, लूट, मार, बलात्कार, अपहरण तेजी से बढ़ा है और महिलाओं के अत्याचार में तो उत्तर प्रदेश नंबर 1, कुपोषण में उत्तर प्रदेश नंबर 1। एक ऐसी सरकार है जो 4.5 साल में उत्तर प्रदेश को विनाश की तरफ लेके गई है और जब यहाँ समाजवादी पार्टी की सरकार थी तो उत्तर प्रदेश विकास की तरफ जा रहा था।
BSP chief Mayawati called Yogi's achievements far from reality. The Congress's general secretary too called his achievements a bundle of lies.
इतना गलत आंकड़ा हेडलाइन मैनेजमेंट और इवेंट मैनेजमेंट करते हैं ये लोग कि हर 6 महीने में रिपोर्ट कार्ड झूठ का देते हैं। बेरोजगार आज उच्चतम दर पर है उत्तर प्रदेश में।
But an unfazed Yogi has predicted a landslide in next year's polls. A poll boast or a likely scenario in the Uttar Pradesh election. Bureau Report, India Today.
Moving on to some other stories this morning. Tamil superstar Joseph Vijay's face-off with his parents over speculated political debut has now reached court. Revered as Ilayya Thalapathy, Vijay has filed a lawsuit against 11 people, and this includes his parents, against allegedly using his name for political purposes. The lawsuit that's been filed in a Chennai court stated that no one should be able to use Vijay's name for gathering the public or to hold any meetings. This issue came to the fore after Vijay's father, S.A. Chandrasekhar, said that the master actor should enter politics while even registering a party in Vijay's name. Vijay's father announced his relative Padmanabhan as the party president, Vijay's mother Shobha as the treasurer, and claimed the post of the party's general secretary. Vijay soon after had released a statement claiming that he did not consent to start any such party and then filed this lawsuit to restrain the 11 people from using his name in this party. This matter is likely to be heard on September 27th. Over to news from Karnataka, where the political drama is back. The ex-chief minister B.S. Yediyurappa has made a bold claim of Congress poaching MLAs. Operation Hasta versus Operation Kamal is doing the rounds in Karnataka. Former Chief Minister, senior BJP leader Yediyurappa has made this allegation that the MLA poaching game is back to haunt state politics. Yediyurappa has alleged that Congress troubleshooter, the chief of the Karnataka Congress, D.K. Shivkumar, is trying to poach MLAs from the BJP. Speaking to reporters in Davangere, Yediyurappa claimed that 1 or 2 MLAs were contacted by the Congress. He claimed that those MLAs in turn got in touch with him. He reiterated that not a single MLA will leave the BJP and jump ship to Congress, adding that chances of a reverse migration from Congress to BJP is higher. Yediyurappa named D.K. Shivkumar and claimed that he's trying hard to poach these MLAs. The state Congress is yet to respond to the allegations made by Yediyurappa.
ಆ ಥರ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಅವರು ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಆದರೆ ಯಾರೊಬ್ಬರೂ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅನೇಕ ಜನ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನವರೇ ಬಿಜೆಪಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ವಿಶೇಷ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮವ್ರನ್ನ ಮಾತನಾಡಿಸುವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಫಲತೆ ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಇರುವಂತವರೇ ಬಿಜೆಪಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
After relinquishing India's T20 captaincy just a few days back, Virat Kohli's made another big announcement. This time it was about his IPL franchise RCB. Kohli's announced that he's going to step down as the skipper of the Bengaluru franchise at the end of this season. Here's the latest on his announcement.
Virat Kohli has dropped another bombshell. Only a few days after he decided to step down as the captain of the Indian T20 international side, Kohli has made another big announcement.
Hello everyone, to the whole RCB.
In a video put out by RCB, Kohli has announced that he is going to step down as the captain of the IPL outfit at the end of the season. Kohli also said that even though he is giving up the captaincy, he'll continue to play for the Bangalore franchisee till the day he announces his retirement from the IPL.
The amazing fans of Bangalore and to everyone who has been a supporter of RCB for so many years, I had an announcement to make. Spoken to the squad this evening before the second leg of the tournament starts to inform everyone that this is going to be my last leg in the IPL as captain of RCB. I've made it clear to the management that I can't think of me being in any other team than RCB, and that has been my commitment from day one. I will continue to be a RCB player till I play my last game in the IPL.
Appointed ahead of the 2013 season as a successor to Daniel Vittori, Kohli will end up with 9 seasons at the helm for RCB. Kohli's record as RCB captain, though, is just ordinary. In 132 games so far, Kohli has lost more games than he has won as RCB captain, winning 62 games in comparison to the 66 lost by him. The best season finish for RCB under him was a place in the final of the 2016 edition. While Kohli will continue to be a part of the leadership group at the RCB, there has been no announcement yet on who his successor will be. Sports Bureau, India Today.
The IPL is back. It's the resumption of the world's biggest T20 league, and it started with the Chennai victory in Dubai. Despite a poor start with the bat, MS Dhoni's men made a commendable recovery to beat their arch rivals, the Mumbai Indians.
Him over before.
First one down.
Faf du Plessis gone.
Play as expected. Got another one.
And then Moeen Ali gone too.
Saurabh Tiwari takes the catch.
MI have definitely hit the ground running.
Chennai Super Kings got off to a worst possible start, losing 2 of their marquee players for ducks.
That was being strong.
Ambati Rayudu came out but had to retire hurt after bearing a searing Adam Milne delivery on his arm.
KP. Soft.
Raina and Dhoni struggled to get going and perished soon after.
Lovely, really nice.
With CSK tottering at 24 for 4 at the end of the power play.
Is it? Yes, it's put away. You get the opportunity to score, you've still got to score.
Ruturaj Gaikwad, who had seen only wickets stumble from the other end, then got a partnership going with Ravindra Jadeja.
In the gap. And that's perhaps why on the back of that he's got an international call-up with a couple of T20.
But with CSK struggling with the scoring rate, Ruturaj Gaikwad decided to up the ante after the halfway stage.
And Gaikwad says, I'll have some of that!
Fantastic. Gaikwad kept going even as Jadeja perished for 26.
Big I'm going to miss much.
There goes for the reverse.
His sensational knock of 88 not out, along with Dwayne Bravo's whirlwind 8-ball 23, pushed CSK past the 150 run mark.
Short this time, out to the leg side, that'll be 6 more. Bravo dealing in 6s at the moment.
Mumbai Indians started with a flurry of boundaries thanks to Quinton de Kock.
I think that's a part of de Kock's game to me that...
But Deepak Chahar trapped him in front right after.
Yes, changed that decision to in the offside. Bowled and slower ball.
With wickets tumbling at regular intervals,
Has he got him in plumb?
Kieron Pollard's men could never really get going in the run chase.
Drives through the gap and away to the boundary for 4. Nice start.
Even though Saurabh Tiwari kept chipping away with runs at the other end, it wasn't enough.
Another slow.
In the end, the Chennai Super Kings emerged victorious to go top of the points table.
We get the second stanza of Viva.
Sports Bureau, India Today.
Very well captained.